Hey TJ, so congrats on giving up smoking, even though it's only been one day, but I really do believe you can do it. Yeah, you've got your weaknesses, as we all do, but you're also a pretty strong-willed person as well, from what I can see. So I do wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure you can succeed. So this video, I'd like to share my own experiences because I've been in a fairly similar situation to you in the past. And I'd like to give you some advice. You're of course under no obligation to take it, but it'd be cool if you just listen to what I have to say. So yeah, from my own experiences, back when I was 28, I became quite fat and weak, got myself up to 16.5 stone, and no real muscle tone there or anything. And I decided it was time to make a change. Back in my late teens and early 20s, my body could take an endless amount of abuse, and I still felt fit. I still felt invincible. Nowhere near as physically fit as I am today, however. But yeah, I felt really fucking good, even though I was smoking 50 cigarettes a day and drinking 3 or 4 days a week and smoking a ridiculous amount of weed and other things which I'm not going to mention. But yeah, once I got to 28, I realised that my body just couldn't cope with that shit anymore. It took its toll on me. I was spending 12 hours plus a day on the internet and doing no exercise, and I felt ashamed. I felt really fucking bad about what had happened to my body when formerly I'd been quite fit, and I decided that it was time to make a change. So yeah, I gave up the cigarettes. On the e-cigarettes, don't use this thing very much these days, but yeah, that really helped. If you can go cold turkey, that's obviously far better. But yeah, these I don't think they do very much damage to your health. I've certainly seemed to have improved my health considerably, even whilst using them. But yeah, one thing you are going to struggle with when you stop smoking is you're going to pack on the pounds again. When you're craving for cigarettes, that's going to be replaced with craving for food, and that's going to make things really fucking tough. I imagine that health is one of the really big reasons you want to quit. You want to stop smoking. So, with somebody of your size, if you don't if you don't make a really big effort about the weight, you're probably going to be even more unhealthy by quitting than if you carried on. So personally, I'd recommend you getting into weightlifting. And the reason for that, I'd imagine that you probably dislike cardio. I'm not really much of a fan of it now. I do it, but yeah, nowhere near enough. And if you do cardio for 6 months, 6 months later you'll have lost some weight, but you're still going to be a fat, weak fuck. And I'm sure, and you don't want that. If you do weightlifting for 6 months, yeah, you'll probably still be quite fat. You'll have lost as much weight as you would have done doing cardio, but at least you can be a strong fat fuck rather than a weak fat fuck. So that's why That's why I recommend doing weightlifting. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are really quite anti weightlifting. They think that it's a thing for just mindless brutes, and that simply isn't true at all. Yeah, there are some really dumb motherfuckers who lift weights. There's some really dumb motherfuckers who don't lift weights. But the people who are at the elite, they're all really smart, switched-on people. You can't be successful without being successful at weightlifting without knowing what the fuck you're doing. So yeah, that myth is completely wrong. If that's any reason for you to not start. And weightlifting, I find to be really fun. I treat it like a computer game. When I go into the gym, I'm either trying to set new high scores effectively, or I'm training myself up, and I've got this plan in place so that in a month's time I'm going to retry and set a new high score on something again. That's how I treat it. and it helps with the not smoking because it makes you, and it helps with the healthy eating because it makes you think, is this going to help me with what I'm doing, or is it going to hinder me? And it's more of an incentive if you're not doing any exercise, and you think, well, so fucking what? I'm unfit anyway. Who gives a shit? But you start getting into anything fitness related where it's really going to hinder your goals, and it's a big incentive to keep going with the quitting and with the healthy eating. So yeah, just an idea for you. At your size and build, you could be an absolute beast. You could probably in 6 months you could probably get yourself down to 250 pounds and be in the top 2 or 3 strongest people in the gym if you actually follow a plan. Now, most people who go into the gym just do random bullshit. They've got no fucking idea what they're doing. 6 months later, they look exactly the same. But it's really not that hard. All you have to do is learn the basic compound movements, learn a few of the accessory movements, and find a beginner program such as Ice Cream Fitness 5x5, Starting Strength, or Strong Lifts. And I'll link all 3 of those down in the description box as well. It'll take you 10 minutes to learn what you're doing with those. Get a notepad, get fit notes on your phone. Track your workouts and measure your progress. It's really not that hard. It'll take up say 3 hours of your week, and I'm sure lots of people would give you some major respect if you were able to do something like that. So yeah, that's my advice. Lifting would mean that you could lose a hell of a lot of weight while gaining a hell of a lot of strength. You'll look better, you'll feel better, and yeah, lots of people are going to give you some respect for the dedication you put into that. So thanks for watching, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.